Hey, it's Giles from 101 Part-Time Jobs. We've got a new newsletter where each week we're going to send you some music recommendations as well as some film and comedy stuff. And we've got a monthly ballot draw. This month in August, we've got 2 tickets and a signed LP from the Tubs up for grabs, as well as 2 tickets and a signed LP from Adult DVD, and Get Down Services' new record on LP, Massive Champion. To find out more, go to 101ptj.fyi, and that's how you sign up for it. 101ptj.fyi. Sign up and maybe win some free stuff.
Late night bites with friends? Already hard to beat. That first too hot bite of fries you couldn't wait for, followed by ice cold Pepsi. Now that hits different. Suddenly, the energy kicks back in, the night goes longer, and the laughs don't stop. Because Pepsi brings out more flavor, more fun, and more of the moment. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar today.
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.
101. The other person that I know who's very scent-oriented is Travis Barker, famous drummer from Blink-182 and other bands. And he and I were talking about scents because his studio smells like incredible.
Interesting.
And he smells incredible. And we were like talking and we were sharing all of our secrets. I was like, he's like, what do you wear? I'm like, oh, I wear this. And it turns out we owned the exact same company, bottle, everything. And then we had I had another one that was different. And I was like, yo, but check this out. And he was like, oh, dude, that smells good. And then he hit me with a candle from this hotel he had stayed at in Paris. And I was like, bruv. And he was like, he just gave it to me. He was like, here, have it.
No way.
Yeah, that's my homeboy. Shout out Travis Barker with the good smelling dude.
Just watched his documentary yesterday.
It's so good.
It's hard to even picture that whole Blink world and transplants and all that stuff. It's like such a big part of everyone's life at this point.
Dude.
It's there. It's like foundational.
Yeah.
It's like Led Zepp to my dad.
I agree. Somebody said that.
Maybe bigger.
Yeah. Somebody said that to me the other day. They were like, who do you think the best drummer in the world is? I said, Travis Barker. And they were like, well, not like the classic. I was like, what are you going to say? Led Zeppelin? I'm like, that's that dude. I'm like, that's like 50, 60 years ago. Like, you're talking about music has done such a move on. And honestly, man, Blink-182 is they are like the Rolling Stones of punk, you know?
Sure.
And
because they inspired everyone to do it. There was an
absolutely.
accessibility thing to it. There was the fashion to it. As punk rock kids, didn't like to talk about fashion, but look, we're adults now. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to look like them, and people still look like them.
And bro, all the new bands, I hear, I talked to the guys in Hot Mulligan. I really love them a lot, and they all love. That's their favorite band.
Yeah. And
you're just you listen to these bands, and you're like, dude, that's Tom's.
Yeah.
That's Tom's guitar playing.
Yeah.
You literally invented a style, and Travis too, and Mark too, it's become bigger than a band. It's a style,
and it even goes into the hardcore thing that's come around now.
Yeah, I can hear it in Turnstile too.
Big time. I can hear it as well. When you started writing songs,
dude, they wouldn't have had synthesizers without that self-titled. I don't think that Turnstiles would have put synthesizers in the music without the self-titled Blink record.
It's interesting when they brought in the Robert Smith stuff and it was dark.
Yes, so good.
That was
Robert
so big.
Smith, Lost Boys Don't Cry.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
When you started writing songs, and look,
they were bad.
All in the age of experience here. You didn't care about it. You were like, oh, Blink 182, whatever. Because you're New Jersey, right? Your Lifetime, your Kid Dynamite.
Yeah, but no, because people forget that Blink 182 had a whole life before. It's so funny that I'm sitting here talking about Blink 182. They had a whole life before the world knew about them, and they were an underground punk band. So when my first real interaction with Blink-182 is I had the most gnarly first breakup ever, where the girl totally was like, I'm done with you. I found this other guy. He's in a cooler band later. And I was like, his band sucks now, by the way. And but I was like, oh man, and I was so broken up. And I remember my friend John Shuttler he took Blink-182's Dude Ranch, and it had just come out, just come out. And he put Damn It over and over again on one whole side of a cassette tape for me. And he's like, here. And I listened to it like for, I can't even tell you how long.
That's so
and it
funny.
was like, that was a huge thing for me, like massive. And then, and then they became, then What's My Age Again happened. And then they got even bigger feeling this. And it's they're the band who goes through the decades. It's really cool.
When did you find what was the first tune you wrote? Was it Gaslight or like the band, like the precursor band? What was the first tune you wrote? You were like, oh, this is a bit of me. This is what's going to be Sink or Swim and beyond.
Okay, yeah.
Because
so
Sink or Swim
1930, for sure. That was the one.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, this sounds like all of the things I like in one thing. I was like, I can hear like the Bruce Springsteen. I can hear the Hot Water Music. I hear Leatherface in there.
Hell yeah.
I even hear, the first, I hear the first Planes Mistaken for Stars, because really what I was trying to do is, I remember when I wrote 1930, I was trying to write of another Copper and Stars. So like, I can hear all that stuff in there.
It's that kind of post-hardcore chuggy stuff.
And even at the end, I can almost hear like, like Matchbook by Strung Out. Like I can hear like that.
I wasn't massively into Strung Out. There was like I
wasn't
past
either,
Lagwagon. I wasn't.
Yeah, only that song. That's the only song that I Matchbook or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the song that I really liked by them. But I wasn't into like, I didn't really get into the like we would call it like skate punk or Fat Records punk. Like that. I like Linoleum just like everybody else. And there's like a couple Lagwagon songs I like too. I respect what they do, but it just wasn't my thing. Maybe because that was so West Coast and we were from the East Coast, so it might have just not translated.
I think there's a British thing there as well. Like, I feel like British people obviously really got Gaslight Anthem immediately. I was at your first London show.
Oh, at Ulu?
At Ulu.
Whoa.
I met a bunch of friends who are now my friends for life that night.
Sick.
I met my friend Kieran's dad in the queue, and he introduced me to Kieran.
Yeah.
Best friends for life.
There you go.
And
That's
so
amazing.
That time for Gaslight was so quick.
Yeah.
Too quick of a rise? I mean, I don't know.
You know
like,
what? No, that time was fine. I think we were good because we had been doing like the squat and the punk houses in Germany and like the youth hostels and all that. We did all that on our own in like vans. So like we, like playing the Ulu, like a proper venue was like, that might as well have been Madison Square Garden to us. Because
the Pogues had one of their first big shows at Ulu. It's got a history, that place. Yeah. They don't put on shows. So that was they don't put on shows there all the time. So that was like a rare experience. And it sounded good, I'm pretty sure. Can't really remember it. But it was a proper stage for you.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was like having a backstage and having a real stage with like a PA and stuff. That was pretty nuts.
And then the next time you came, I remember because me and my friends got into Sink or Swim through the message boards. Mm-hmm. And then like Senor and the Queen, the EP, Senor and the Queen, that was ace. And then I interned at
That's
NME.
one of my favorites.
Is it one of your favorites?
Yeah, I still love that one.
I need to go back and listen to it.
I have like a real special spot for that one because like I remember being we were in this punk house that we played a million times in Dresden, in Germany. Yeah. And we woke up in the morning and Benny and I were like just having like breakfast or whatever. And we were sitting there talking like, dude, like, do you think like kids are going to get it? Like, do you think we went too rock with it? And then like now looking back, like people, that was one of the things that Senor and the Queen was like one of the things that like kicked it off for us.
Dude, we fucking love, because it had the swing. It was the cut and the rug thing. It was this marriage of like this punk rock that we knew, Fest. Yeah. We were all going to Fest. We were loving it. We loved No Idea. Against all of it.
Dude, No Idea. That's the thing for us.
Fond memories of all that stuff?
I have a lot of fond memories of that, yeah.
Touring out the Fest.
Yeah.
Because the Fest is basically like, if you're into this niche, ultimately niche style of punk rock.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You've got all 5,000 fans across the world in one place. Mm-hmm. And your band's gonna have a sick show.
Honestly, we had the best time there. And like, that was like Fake Problems and Chris Farron took us down there. And, the guys from No Idea. And they like really accepted us into their whole world in Florida. Yeah. Gainesville.
And it's funny looking back on that now, just as a bit older, 15 years past, it's like, oh wow, they really had like an economy thing going on. Before that, like, I guess you'd play a show and hopefully you could make $50, but they were selling tickets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they had a small business going on there.
Yeah.
Did you have that, when it started getting bigger, and I remember interning at NME, so I'm a bit of a nostalgia trip, but it's so real, you know, it's a big part of who I am. Like when I was interning at NME, 59 Sound came out, and it was like, it's that, but on a bigger scale. It hadn't lost any bite.
Yeah.
And then I saw you on a Levi's advert going down the tube at Camden.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. You know, everyone's wearing old school Vans.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, this is the zeitgeist.
Yeah. We were making it for what we were, which was crazy because like normally you have to kind of make some changes or adaptations of some kind.
Yeah.
But
the replacements thing, it's like
yeah.
the whole where are we going thing.
Right. But like bands like Green Day and I think Rancid, they really paved the way for like not doing anything different.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't see a lot of change between Let's Go and Out Come the Wolves. And like I think, you know, I mean the songs are catchier, but like that just could have happened, you know? And then like I think
it's not a different band.
Yeah,
it's the same band.
I do remember there being some argument at Levi's about what shoes we were wearing, and I think they wanted us to wear like, I don't know, like you know, those like loafer shoes or like some boots or something, and we really were like, yo, we can't afford those. Like, oh, I can't afford those shoes. I'm not gonna wear them because, you know, Benny and I would be like, that we're not gonna advertise to kids things that we can't afford ourselves. Like that's crazy. And
that's
like,
interesting.
So I remember we had like a little bit of a stink about the Vans,
and you were aware of like the influence you'd have on people seeing it.
Well, we were guessing.
Yeah.
We were assuming, you know, because our thing was like you didn't want to project something that you didn't want to be repeated, you know, because people do look up to bands.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, we were. I guess
it's quite like an adult approach to it.
Well, we were older. We were in 27, 28. You know, we kind of knew, and we'd been schooled by so many different bands that like paved the way for what we were doing. Like there was Bikini Kill and Fugazi and like all these bands that sort of taught us like a moral compass of punk rock. And I think that, and we had seen like the Against Me go through the sellout thing that people were really pissed at them. And like, you know, it was wild. So we kind of had like I'll tell you that from that experience, especially with Against Me, one thing that I knew was like, I was like, you got to say whatever you mean from the start. And I was just like, yo, if I can do what I'm doing today and play the biggest places in the world, I will say yes to that. And I never like shied away from that. But the key is I wasn't willing to change what I loved to get there.
I mean, that answers a lot of questions.
It does.
That are going to get more, those questions are going to get more and more difficult and frequent.
Yeah.
And if you have one answer, if you've got one answer to all of that, that's like
to become
makes your life easier.
Yeah. And we were saying like, you can find interviews from Sink or Swim times where we were saying that.
Yeah.
And I think without Against Me kind of have making, I wouldn't say that Laura would say that they made a mistake. I don't think they did.
Yeah.
You know, I think they just kind of, like Laura was young when the band started, and it was like, I don't know, like I think that some of the opinions that like she had to grow in the public eye so openly that it might have been difficult to, you know, if I had to make those same calls, you probably could have found some inconsistencies in me too. Because like when you're 15, you have a different opinion than when you're 25.
I think she goes about it so well in her book, which is such a great read.
I didn't read it.
I really recommend it.
Yeah.
Tranny. I really recommend it.
Okay.
It's like maybe one of the books in my life that I've read front to cover.
Yeah.
All night. Went to bed at 4 a.m. Couldn't stop reading.
I don't like reading about people I know. Like I haven't seen the Springsteen movie either.
Have you not?
No. I really don't like seeing like because sometimes it's too weird. Like it's like, I know that person. I don't want to read that.
How close are you with that guy?
Bruce?
Yeah.
Very close. I mean, like we're like if I text him now, he'll answer. Like that's my homeboy.
Send him a GIF.
Yeah.
Send him a
like,
meme.
yeah, what up?
What'd you talk about?
Whatever. We talk about, I mean, a lot of the times I ask him about like songs or, you know, I told him about, I asked him what he thought about Geese. I was like, yo, you like this band? And he was like, I heard that Texas song. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good, right? He's like, yeah, it's good. That's all he said. He didn't give me much. I thought he was going to give me more. I thought he was going to be more excited about it.
That's so funny.
And I sent him like a couple other songs. I sent him some Cameron Winter songs. He didn't really like, you know, he didn't react. It was fine. But he doesn't react sometimes. Like he's heard everything. And sometimes he's just like, get out of here.
Do you get nervous?
Nah, not anymore. Like I used to. I had to interview him for a documentary recently last year. And it is coming out this year. And it was like, I was scared. That was scary.
What were you worried about?
I'm just scared that I was going to like say something stupid or like piss him off or something, you know? Because he's still like, it's like, I have to compare it to like those people who like own lions or like they work with lions, you know, they're like, I've had you since you're a kitten, but you still could eat me. And like, I don't want to not be friends with Bruce Springsteen. Now that I've reached the mountaintop, it's like, I'm not ready to give back my black belt. You know what I'm saying?
That's so funny.
I know. I've worked hard for this phone number book. You know, I got a lot of good contacts. Talking to you, Courtney Love.
Friends of Courtney Love?
We're getting there. Yeah. Acquaintances. We text. She texts me first, actually.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Saying what?
We were talking about writing a song together. So like, but we had the same manager, so our manager hooked it up. So it will be a good song. I'm a massive Hole fan.
Yeah.
Love Hole.
I mean, the sound of that, like, it's like the sound of like a Marshall JCM.
Yeah.
That distort, you know what I mean? That like deep guitar tone.
Shredding.
So good.
Love it.
And her voice is unreal, obviously.
Yeah.
This show's called 101 Part-Time Jobs, if I didn't say already.
Yeah.
And basically, you know what?
Hey,
it's like,
yo.
It's, we get there. But it's like, look, all of this is like part of the job description, right? All of this stuff, whether it's like social, whether it's songwriting, whether it's like knowing what you are and like how you're doing it, what you're doing it. You still like there? Are you still like working out?
Yeah. No. You know what? I would say recently, very recently, I feel very, I don't know, like healed. That's a stupid word, but I feel healed.
Say it.
I do. I've spent a lot of work. Like I was genuinely, like I got mental problems. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for me to just get out of the bed in the morning, and like especially during the hard touring days. But now, like I feel like I can get out of bed, and like it's cool. Yeah. And like that took a lot of work, and I think I'm happy with where I am maybe for the first time ever. You know, and like I think like
how old are you?
I'm 46.
Yeah.
So it took some time. But like, you know, I dealt with a lot in my head. I lived a lot in my head. That was my worst enemy, you know? And I think like when you said like, was it hard like with the pressure? I don't think anything really got hard until American Slang. Like, because everything before 59 Sound, you know, people kept expectations very low. And then like once we did 59 Sound, it was kind of like, uh-oh. And then like once Bruce came out with us, it was like, oh no. Cause it's like we have to be, they want us to be the next him.
He's the GOAT.
But we were like, dude, we're not done figuring it out yet. Like, you know, like we're still figuring out we're like on like if we're the replacements, we're on Let It Be still, you know, maybe even Sorry Ma, you know, and like we haven't figured it out yet. So like we don't even know who we are yet. And that was the real trick. And I don't know if we were equipped to like run with like stepping into that thing, you know, like I was like watching Turnstile really, you know, that was like the big band now. And when they did the Glow On record, I was like, man, I do not envy them. I remember what that was like, and I would not trade positions with them in the world. Because, dude, hitting 2 home runs in a row, that's hard. And they did it. And that's cool, and respect to them. But, like, I don't know if we were ready for it.
And you still think that would be hard? Like, Turnstile Glow On, that was 13, 14, let's say 15 years for the sake of it.
Yeah.
15 years into being a band. Obviously, they did their other bands with their friends. Like, they're a unit.
They already had it dialed in. They had
like
the
working
chance.
out together.
Yeah, right? Working out. I don't think we were working out. We were probably just, we're working out. Like, that's why we were like working it out. Like, but we were a band for, when 59 Sound came out, we were a band for 2.5 years. So it was like 3 at the most. We were just getting to know each other, you know? And like, I think it was tough, but like, but what we did is what we always do. And like, American Slang, I don't feel was a bad record. I think it's an awesome record, and I think people liked it, but I think it definitely wasn't the 59 Sound 2, which is what I think a lot of people expected, but we were not ready to do that yet. We were like, well, wait, you know, we still kind of want to like do songs like Diamond Church Street Choir, like, and explore like the Bruce Springsteen kind of like horn thing, you know, not the Born in the USA thing. And we're, you know, and then we also kind of want to do like Queen of Lower Chelsea, like the Clash thing, you know, like we want to see because we have so many influences, like, and bands that we loved. We were like, you know, what do we sound like? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Yeah.
And you can tell that as players,
yeah,
you got your own styles
now. Yeah. Like, and I think that record kind of taught us like who we were as a band, and especially the touring after that. Yeah. And then Handwritten, I feel that's the record where we were like, we're the Gaslight Anthem. Yeah. Like 45. If somebody said to me, what's the best song to represent what the Gaslight Anthem does, I would be like 45. That's the song.
We know how to do this job now.
There's a lot of like jobs where, especially like in construction, where you are dealing with heavy things and you're like, you're doing something. And I remember I always would say to myself, okay, it's the 2 week syndrome. The first 2 weeks are a nightmare. The first day is so hard, and you're like, you just think that like something's wrong with your brain because you're watching everybody else and they're just like doing it smooth. You're like, they're hitting the shingles in, whatever. They got a rhythm. And then you're trying to do it and you're like falling off of ladders and like dropping shit, breaking everything. And I just can't like it, but it was a 2 week thing. By the second week, if you stuck with it, and then by a month, you could definitely, you had a rhythm. And maybe it wasn't the best rhythm, but you had a rhythm. And I feel like that's what, that's what happened with us. Like, I can't imagine being like a band like, Matchbox 20 or something who gets like famous on their first record. No way.
And you were late 20s, like you said at that point. Like, you've lived the life.
Yeah.
Did you, like, I think most people, it's not true.
Yeah.
And I think especially now, people are realizing it's not true that you need to make it, even in punk rock by 21. I think that's coming people realize you can play music at any age now.
Yeah.
But at the time, was it like, did you feel like you passed it?
Yeah.
I remember being 27 and I worked upstairs here after doing bits and bobs and I'm like, oh man.
I think me and Benny felt that way for sure. And like Benny will tell you that he would like, the reason we called it Sink or Swim is because it was the last chance. Like, this was the last band that we were going to be in. Not the last band, but it was the last band where we were going to actually like live on couches and go on tour and like have no money. And like, we were going to give it a go. And like, we did, and it worked. And so in a way, I've always thought we did make it, cause like, but here's the thing. I think everybody's after 59 Sound, the world's goals for us and our goals for us were much different. Like, we still were learning how to not be a basement punk band. And, and like, you ever heard like Gilman Street, like when you signed a label, you were out. You couldn't play there anymore.
Green Day.
Right. So like with us, we wanted to remain in the fold, and I think that was like, our concerns were very local.
Look at the Bouncing Souls.
Yeah.
You're like, with souls like this?
Exactly.
That's not a bad way to live.
It's not a bad way to live. But that was our goal.
Yeah.
Like people, when we played Glastonbury and I would read about like being like the saviors of rock and roll. I mean, how many times have you heard that? But like, I was like, what? Yeah. Like, yes, I would love that to be true, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. Like, let's.
The perfect lunch combo. That first bite of your favorite sub, followed by ice-cold Pepsi. Add a couple of friends, and now that's next level. Suddenly, the laughs get louder, the stories keep flowing, and the food tastes better. Because Pepsi brings out more flavor, more fun, and more of the moment. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi Zero Sugar today.
What were you doing before then? Like, what were you doing, like, work, but life, like, what were you doing in your 20s before Gaslight?
I was, in my early 20s, I was delivering tires to like automotive shops. So we would like get the tires off the tractor trailers, load them up into a little white van and literally drive them around with no seats in the van. And it was so hot, dude.
You weren't sitting on a seat, you were like sitting on the floor.
No, I was sitting on the seat driving, but there was no bench seats. So because it was filled up with tires. And we used to lace the tires together like what is that? Leonardo da Vinci's like self-sustaining bridge. Dude, I could lace a tire like a champ still. And that was one of those things where it took me 2 weeks because I was like dropping tires, jamming my finger, break my thumb, and like, because we were doing like truck tires, like in serious stuff. And then and then I did construction because those were the only jobs where you could like do it and then leave.
Right.
And I delivered pizza and I pumped gas. Because when I would get sick of things.
Pumping
so I would
gas
be like,
is so New Jersey.
Yeah. But as
a British person,
it's the only state you can pump your own that somebody else pumps the gas for you.
Okay.
So, but I was smart because I was like, what's the job where I could be left alone? Yeah. I could sneak a ciggy over here and I could barely talk to anybody. And I was like, delivering pizza and pumping gas. And so I did them at the same time. And then I would do construction whenever we needed to like actually like pay for something. Right. So if I needed to like, get a van, or the van broke down. Yeah. Then I would work construction, and we would all pitch in. And
was that like, how did you feel about it? I mean, I've worked so many different jobs, which is like a big part of this. And like now, like jobs for younger people are a lot different. Back then, I feel like, you know, it's easy to like cast like generalizations with these sorts of things. But it seems like it was a bit easier to get jobs here and there, like, you know, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like now for so many young people, and you're going to have this with your kid probably, where they're going to be like, fuck, I can't get a job.
Yeah.
It's not like just getting the job. Obviously, it's like an identity thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, who the fuck am I? Like, what am I doing? Like, how do I feel about my life? This is my life? Oh, damn. What was it for you? Were you like, this is sustainable, this is fine? Did you feel fine about it?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really have an identity. I didn't have like a self-opinion. I just had a goal, you know? I wanted to do the band. And I didn't really care about what it took to get there, because that was just part of the details, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I always thought it was
that confidence.
Well, I guess you could call it confidence. Yeah. But like, I wasn't sure I would make it, but I was determined to find out. And I just had to keep pressing. And there wasn't anything that was going to stop me from like, at least finding out whether I can do it or not.
And you kept on going through to get her.
Yeah.
Seems like you got her.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was a tough time. Yeah.
Really heavy.
That's a heavy one. Yeah, that's heavy. Like there was like, I think that was like life explosion, where you're like, okay, everything needs to change. This sucks. I don't like where I'm at. That's what it was. 100%. We all were like, I think all of us in our own ways were having like these personal nightmares where we were just like, I don't think. But you know what's funny is when you have those personal nightmares, there's always that little like pinhole through the shade that lets the light in, and that's what lets you know you're in a bad place. And that is something, it was that glimmer of hope that you go, oh, wait a minute, I don't think life's supposed to be like this. And you know, I was willing to, then that became the goal. The being okay became the goal that I was so driven towards. And if the band had to go, then band had to go. And if music had to go, whatever, because I was not going to be in any state of, I couldn't live like that anymore. Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah. You didn't stop playing like music in your bedroom or picking up the guitar? First solo record came out, what?
Maybe for a while.
2 years
maybe
after
for,
it went out.
Yeah, like maybe for 6 months. Probably stopped playing. But I had young kids too, so I was like just devoted to like kind of learning how to be a dad.
It was like a touring thing, was it? More than anything?
No, well, after Gaslight stopped touring, we didn't tour for like a year. So there was like, we didn't do anything for a year, and we just stayed home. And like that's because of my son. And then I did the same thing when my daughter was born, but like I had done it already, so it was like a little less hard, you know. And I was also married at the time, so there was two of us instead of just me or just his mom. And like that sucks. That's hard, especially traveling. But when you get to like do it for the second time with like a partner, then it's like a lot easier. You're like, oh,
yeah.
You can do shifts.
That was like part. You know, I think occasionally I like think about like stages in life. You know, I think it happens to everybody, no matter who you are. Couple of times in your life, something will be happening, and you know in that moment that I am going through a change in my life.
Yeah.
I think that happens to everybody a few times.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Oh, big time. There's the metamorphosis, you know? And I knew that I was going to come out a different person on the other side. And then I feel like that's just happened again, to where I feel in a really good way that I feel like I've come out of another like tunnel. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. New record's awesome.
Thank you.
It's so fucking good. I think Pearls is one of the best things you've ever done.
Yeah, I do too. Thank you.
It's like, it's the earworm, man. It's like the next day you wake up. I woke up and like, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there.
That was me and my buddy, Nick Long. We just wrote that together. We whipped that up in like a half hour.
Classic.
Yeah, it was awesome. We were just like, I don't know. Like he's like a big like jawbreaker kind of like punk guy, and he funny enough, he writes for a lot of bands. Like he worked on the last Blink-182 record. Okay. He's like worked with like Machine Gun Kelly and stuff. Like he's worked with like
I don't know his name.
He's just like, well, because he's a writer. He's like not really a band guy, and he I mean he like he's an awesome guitar player.
Yeah.
But he is
Songwriter.
He's a songwriter.
Song.
And he's like he's got like a cool Jawbreaker tattoo on his arm. He's just a cool, like old, like San Francisco punk guy.
Not bad for New Jersey. I think the first couple of times I listened to it, it was like the end before I knew it.
Yeah.
You know, when it just like powers through.
I love when that happens. It's so cool. That's I have that with there's a modern baseball song called I Think I Saw You in My Profile Once, and it's only like a minute long. And every time it comes to the end, I go, oh man, I gotta hear that again. And like loop it. I push on my Spotify, like loop it up.
So you were into the new stuff. You talk about Mobo, you talk about Hot Mulligan.
I love these bands. I'm in. These bands are awesome.
Have you got like a friend? Have you got like a WhatsApp? Are you sending friends? A friend sending you recommendations? Where are you finding this stuff?
Well, I met Hot Mulligan at 2000 Trees.
Yeah,
because they were playing there, and they, you know, the backstage there is open, so it's all communal. Yeah. And so there's no. I love that. There's no. You can't like. You know, like the big bands can't hide. And like we were headlining, and then Manchester Orchestra was there, Hot Mulligan was there. It was so cool. And like we just hung with everybody. And then I went home and like checked them out because I was like, those guys are really cool. Yeah. Like I'm gonna go check this out. And I like loved it. Yeah. Instantly loved it. Yeah. And
it is addictive. Yeah. That sound, isn't it?
And Chris is like my friend now. Like we're like
Chris, the guitarist who does
Chris Freeman,
backup singing.
Yeah, he's like kind of like he's like the second singer, like the I guess like the Chris Wallard of the Hot Water Music.
Yeah. I was gonna say Adam Lazar, and who's the other person?
Fred. Yeah, of Taking Back Sunday. See, and they're another band. I love them.
They're back.
I know.
Trends are cyclical.
It is.
It's so funny. Things that were big 20 years ago are now big again now.
It's so cool though. But you know what's funny for me is that's all the music that I really like. Those are the bands that I watched to tell me and inform me how to be in a band. Yeah. So like a lot of those bands, Hot Water, Take Back Sunday, you know, they really like Lawrence Arms big time. Yeah. They taught us how to be in bands. I remember like talking to Leatherface and Hot Water in Jeff Rickley's backyard because the venue like caught fire and they had the show. They moved the show to his house. So I saw Leatherface and Hot Water in a basement.
In Jeff Rickley's
just like
house.
this.
Jeff Rickley from Thursday's house.
In Jeff's house. And Jeff was just like, we're moving the show. And everybody just hung out like in the backyard. It was like not a thing.
Do you know my favorite fact about Jeff Rickley? I mean, he's amazing, lived an amazing life, and I need to read his book actually. Mm-hmm. But he produced that first My Chemical Romance, the second My Chemical Romance record, or the first two.
Did he?
Did he do? I don't wait. Maybe he did the first one from Bullets to something or other. Did he do Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge?
You brought me your boat. No, you brought me your love. I brought you my bullets.
Yeah,
something.
That's right. But he produced that. That's like that's lore.
Yeah. And My Chem is like, honestly, like if Blink-182 is the Rolling Stones, then My Chem is like Queen. You know, like they're massively.
They're still massive. They just played, and it's huge.
Such a good band.
It's huge.
But you know what? They're great. They're Gerard is one of a kind.
Unreal.
Really, I mean, I don't even know him, but like you know, they're Jersey guys.
Yeah.
I know Frank a little bit, but like they're great guys.
I mean, the good music. I mean, you all over, man. Like Gaslight has aged really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sink or Swim like has that. It's still the Sink or Swim that I knew. Yeah. That I fell in love with.
Well, wait till you hear the new songs.
Oh yeah?
They're pretty punk, I'm gonna say.
Come on.
They're not. I'll tell you what. If this is the peak of like middle age for bands, they go like this and go more into like, you know, comfortable rock. Yeah. We're not doing this. It's going this way. Cause I'm writing it now. I got about 6 songs and like I wrote one song with Chris Freeman. Yeah. It was like, and it is not slow.
Chris from Hot Mulligan.
Yeah. Like, and I just called him up. I was like, yo, dude, I was like, I love you. Let's write a song together.
Mate, hell yeah. So
and he's like,
demos?
Cool. Yeah, so I'm doing demos and like writing songs and just like sending them to the guys. And the guys are like, what? They're like, when I send them over, they were all like, are you serious?
Yeah,
they're like,
play double time.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I was like, dude, this is where we're going. Oh, and they were like, oh, hell yeah. That's so like everybody was pumped. And so I cannot wait for people to hear it.
I'm buzzing.
Dude, it's good. I'm not hyping it up. It's good. Like it is good. I said it now. You're going to hear it and you're going to be like, he said it.
Yeah, I believe it.
It is good. So get ready for the pits. Bring your shorts, bring your beards. Let's go.
Moshin's back.
Oh, well, it's going to be.
Moshin's back in a big way.
I like it. I love it. Yeah, let's bring it back. I mean, the kids, like, it's a whole new generation to do it. And I think that's cool. Like, the youth is like the future, you know? For real.
Hey, Matt, I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
This is good. Like, you got such a good energy.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got bigger energy than you did
I think that I do.
before.
I told you, I came out of another like tunnel. You know, it's like every once in a while you go into a tunnel, and I think I came out of another one. I'm real excited.
We're here for it.
Yeah, so I'm either gonna get like I'm hit by a train, or else this is gonna be.
Just to end with, I'm a big fan of like. Well, I think what defines you so much as a person is like going to an environment that's not completely familiar, work, and like working out who you are there and fucking it up along the way. Have you got any good work fuck up stories?
Oh yeah. I got one that's bad that I was like doing installing like alarms in cars, and I was doing the last bit. It was a rainy day and like, you know, when it rains in the inside of a mechanic shop, it's very slippery. And so oil and water mixed together is not good. And so I was drilling the little light that blinks into the little like piece of plastic that goes into the dashboard. And one of the mechanics slipped and hit the door, and I was sitting in the driver's seat with the door open, and it hit my hand, and my hand went into the drill, and I had to go to the hospital. It was bad, and it was this hand or this hand? This hand. And it was like right in there. There's like a little like scar, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm gonna be a singer now, you know. And then like it was really bad, and then but it was
really
okay.
Thought like I'm not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I panicked. I actually had a panic attack in the ambulance to the point where they thought I was having a heart attack because I thought I was not gonna play guitar anymore, and they realized I was just panicking. I told you I have mental problems. Oh yeah, and it sucked. That sucked. But I you know, they wrapped up my hand and it was like stabilized, and I was like, I think it was like a week. I was like, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna make chords if I can. I'm gonna make chords, and a lot of the doctors were like, it's probably the reason you can play is probably because you kept moving it. They're like, because if you would have not done that for 6 months, maybe not.
Got any other scars?
Oh yeah, like all over the place. Like
blacked out your
everywhere.
arms.
Yeah.
Is there a thing there, and like totally fair play if you don't want to talk about it, but is there stuff there just like, do you know, I just didn't like it anymore.
I just didn't like it anymore.
Yeah.
I felt like, you know what? A lot of people ask like, well, why would you cover up your tattoos? Those are like your stories. And the reason is because, you know, all those years, like I told you, there was like so many mental health like crises in my, and none of the tattoos had to do with that. But like sometimes you have to physically shave, you know, like your hair off, or you have to like, you know, cover, it's new skin. You shed your skin. And like my idea was that I would get layers over it. And so for a while I was getting like tattoos over the tattoos. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, I just black it out. Yeah. And then, you know, now I'm toying with this idea of maybe like some white over it. Like I've seen that before. I don't know if it looks cool. Sometimes it doesn't, but you know, it's just an idea. But I think that like, in order for me to be who I am now, that was part of the process, you know?
Sure.
And like, I just think that that's like it was important to me. And I don't know if anybody else would make that choice, but it's total body modification. And you do that stuff to make yourself feel more like the real you.
Yeah.
And so to me, the real me doesn't have tattoos. Yeah. Right on my arm. My legs are still covered with all crazy stuff, you know, like, oh, you know, and music stuff. And you know, it's fine. And I'm never going to cover that. But like, I mean, who knows? Maybe I will. Yeah.
Man, I love it. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
We've done 550 of these.
That's awesome.
This is one of the most fun I've had. Thank you so much.
There you go, of course.
When you tour in the UK?
November.
We're there.
I'll be here.
I'm fucking there.
Thank you.
Who's in your band?
Nathaniel Murphy is in my band playing guitar. I have Nick Salisbury on bass, and Kurt Leon is playing drums, and also Emily Wolf is playing drums. She'll be over here. Kurt will be in the US.
Yeah, and you were saying just before we press record, like Gaslight practice in the basement.
Oh yeah,
you've been rehearsing in the basement for the Brian
Benny's
Fallon
basement. Well, I only practice with I don't practice with the solo band. I never do. They're like such pro musicians that it's like they don't need to practice. And also I can be lazier as a solo act. I could just be like, just show up. I'm like, you got to show up knowing the songs.
Yeah.
You got to know them better than I do. And then with Gaslight, we practice because we're still working out all the parts and stuff. But yeah, we still practice in Benny's basement.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
Love it. Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Blammo. So that's Brian Fallon here on 101. His new record is Ace. Not Bad for New Jersey, coming out September the 10th. If you're a fan of Gaslight, if you're a fan of anything he's done, I think this is some of the best songwriting he's gone. So there you go. Not Bad for New Jersey, out September the 10th. And he's touring the UK in November. Cheers for being here. We've had some quality guests recently, like the Mary Wallopers, Tubbs, Man Woman Chainsaw, Mary in the Junkyards, Power Plant, all bands you need to have a listen to if you don't know them already. And coming up, we've always got more. To get them, click subscribe. Cheers.
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.
I see you.
Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.